We're coming on the air tonight with a major blow to parents who want to protect their kids from COVID, with Pfizer postponing its request for the FDA to authorize vaccines for kids under 5, why the good news we thought we'd get in a few weeks is now being delayed. And breaking now, President Biden will speak tomorrow with Vladimir Putin as he issues an urgent message to Americans in Ukraine: leave now. Because top officials say Russia could invade at any time and the U.S. can't help people who stay. Plus, new reporting from our team in D.C. President Biden's Supreme Court list is down to 3, and we're learning he's talking with Republican senators about his pick. Those details coming up. To Texas next, where everything's bigger, including housing costs. Hear from a woman in Austin who says her rent has gone up, get this, 40% over the past year in tonight's original. And for your sports fix at home, Super Bowl 56 is only 2 sleeps away. How the Bengals and Rams are getting their final practice snaps in ahead of Sunday's showdown. Hey, I'm Gabe Gutierrez in for Hallie Jackson, and we start with breaking news on COVID. Vaccines for kids under the age of 5 won't be available in the coming weeks, as we once thought. This is a big setback today for parents who've been waiting anxiously for a COVID shot for their youngest family members. Pfizer announcing today it is postponing its application to the FDA. The company said it will now wait for data from its 3-dose series of the vaccine. Pfizer had asked the FDA to greenlight the doses following a clinical trial on the age group, and an FDA advisory panel was planning to meet next week to vote on it. Yet there was already data showing the first 2 shots did not work, and right now there is no guarantee a 3rd dose would be enough. Pfizer says the extension allows the FDA time to receive updated data on the 2- and 3-dose regimen, conduct a thorough evaluation of it, and facilitate a robust public discussion. The company believes the 3-dose data will be ready in early April. For one father, the news is tough to hear.
It's really kind of frustrating because we were looking forward to having him vaccinated as soon as we could. I'd feel comfortable with that, with them taking off the masks. But otherwise, we're going to have possibilities of more breakouts if they're removing masks and they're not vaccinated.
And Dr. Natalie Azar is here with more. Dr. Azar, look, we heard this news break just this afternoon, and this isn't what some parents for the 18 million kids that have not been vaccinated yet wanted to hear. So what happened here? Was this rushed?
Well, good evening, Gabe. Certainly there are a few different chapters to the story of this vaccine in this age group. Let's go back to December when Pfizer released its interim data that showed that 2 doses of the Pfizer vaccine in the age group 2 to 5 did not trigger a comparable immune response that they believe is necessary to protect kids from COVID-19, a comparable response that was seen in older individuals aged 16 to 25. But the FDA wanted that interim data regardless. They basically said today, look, we were in a serious situation with the Omicron surge. They felt that it was their duty as a public health agency to use every option that was on the table, including approving or fast-tracking a 2-dose regimen that may not be fully effective, but anticipating that that 3rd dose would be protective, and that by the time would come that the 3rd dose would be available or would be necessary to administer roughly 2 months after the 2nd dose, that the process would already be going on. Which makes sense from sort of a public health perspective, but from a more scientific rigor perspective, it had a lot of people scratching their heads saying, this isn't really how we want to do it. We're going to approve a vaccine that we have not yet demonstrated that it is efficacious. Safety and tolerability, they've established that. But we want to know, if we're parents, that we're giving this to our children, that it will protect them from COVID-19. That data the FDA was not going to have if they were going to do this approval and move forward with the original planning as they intended to.
Yeah, so still a lot of questions as we await that data. So Pfizer saying it's going to get new data on that 3rd dose by early April. Moderna